your thoughts on the Andrew Tate arrest. Okay, I'm going to give my thoughts on the Andrew Tate arrest. For those of you who don't know and just living under a rock, Andrew Tate was arrested a while ago. I was going to meet up with him on New Year's, right? But you know, he got arrested, of course. And I have met with him before. He's the normal guy who just went, you know, he's just planning his empire. When you see his media presence, right? This is just an act, right? It's just a behavioral thing to get people riled up, right? To have the two separate people, the ones who hate him, point out how much they hate him, and then the people who love him are coming in because of the people who hate him, right? Because they're pushing, oh my God, you can't watch Andrew Tate's horrible, and then the people who have some semblance of, really, why is that? Well, it's because what? You don't have an answer? I better find out what this guy's saying. So this was a deliberate tactic, right? To rile up people, to get people interested in what he has to say, right? Very brilliant, right? It worked very well, but it did have an issue, right? Because one of the things he's doing, I've applied to his Hustlers University, and I'm going in there. It's mostly geared to the younger generations, anyone between 12 to 25 years old, and everything there is basically to help young boys actually stop the nonsense of doing video games, porn, and all that kind of nonsense, to actually start making money. That goes against the game, against the elite's desires. That is what they need to stop him for. That is what he is in trouble for in reality. Is that he is teaching the next generation to become men. That's not good. Why is that not good? Because what do you think overthrows government? Do you think the older generation, people who have jobs and goes out and protests? Fuck no! They never do that! Who goes and protests? The people who don't have fucking jobs. And who's that? Frigging younger generation. Right? And the younger generation are the love, the people who the older generations love and caring. They're trying to protect those younger generations. So if the government goes and starts shooting them, shit's gonna go down, right? The older generation gets involved, so they understand that. The elites understand that, and so they must train the younger generation to not process, to believe the bullshit that they've given them, or to get them to not do stuff, to focus on video games, focus on porn, and not get up and do something real. And so that is why he's in a lot of trouble. That is why this is charges, these trumped up charges are bullshit, BS. And now if you think, well, what if it is real? Oh, really? You think it's fucking real? When we just went over this, right? Okay, let me explain to you if it's real. Let me show you evidence that it's not real. Jeffrey Epstein's list of people, which the FBI have mentioned that they do have a list of people who were involved in pedophilia and the ring of drug trafficking people. Yet those lists of people, both the people who were trafficked and the people who did the trafficking, no one's gotten in trouble. So don't give me that shit that he's guilty, because he amassed a fortune just to, like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna do some dirt. Alrighty then. I really think that you know, this is I asked actually Andrew Tate before I finish. I asked Andrew Tate because I knew that this was coming, right? I asked him one question, I asked him, would you do something different if you had to do it all over again? And he said no. And I have to disagree. You have to do something a little bit different. I think one of the things he should have done is make it like a Hydra, where his because the thing is, right, he's probably going to die, right? And in the past, when we needed to make some significant changes, right, against the government, for example, in Roman times, the Christians, I don't know if you know this, but Romans believed that compassion was weakness, and so if you showed any compassion, you were killed, right? And so the Christians wanted to show compassion, and they didn't like the fact that Romans were like this, right? And so what would happen is that they'd throw the Christians to the lions, and the Christians would die. And so this happened over and over again, but they would still be more and more Christians. It was starting to become disgusting to even the Roman population, right? Because it was getting too obvious, right? It was obviously bad. So if he were to like push it so that people would join and become him, be exactly like him, and do the same things and produce the same, like try to teach the younger generation how to become men, how to be, make money and so forth, it would be like, a Hydra. They cut off one head and another one appears, right? And so as they start cutting off heads, right, it becomes obvious what they're doing, and then they have to stop. So that's what I think what Andrew Tate should have done differently. If I had a chance to sit down and talk to him, I didn't get a chance to sit down and talk to him because that's what I wanted to tell him in New Year's, but it was too late, too late. Anyways, that's it. Thank you. Once again, I know I ended it. I was going to end it before, but now I'm ending it now. And that's my thoughts for the Andrew Tate. Thank you for asking. All right. Cheers. Peace.